Cambridge International GCSE Chemistry, Paper 2, tip number 4, about the need to recall ion tests. The tests for positive and negative ions are examined in paper 6, but you are provided with a data sheet. Be warned, in paper 2, the tests and the results must be recalled. So these include flame tests, positive ion precipitations, and anion reactions. And you'll find them either individually or combined in questions 39 and 40. So a quick revision of how to carry out a flame test, sometimes questioned. A clean nichrome wire dipped in hydrochloric acid, then a small quantity in the metal compound. Place the compound in a hot or blue Bunsen flame. You are expected to recall the colour of the flames for particular metal ions, so copper 2+, blue-green. It might be worth just trying to recall them before revealing, so you might want to pause and try recalling. Barium, light green, calcium, orange-red, lithium, red, sodium, yellow, potassium, lilac. Now, if you're not sure about any of those, replay the slide and test your recall until you are exactly word perfect. The precipitations with sodium hydroxide are much more frequently questioned than the precipitations with ammonia. So let's run through these first. You are expected to recall these colour precipitates and whether they are soluble or insoluble in excess sodium hydroxide solution. So calcium is white, it is insoluble in excess. Iron 2, dark green, insoluble. Iron 3, red-brown, insoluble. Copper 2+, blue precipitate, insoluble. Chromium 3 is green. It dissolves to form a green solution. Aluminium and zinc form white precipitates. Both dissolve to form colourless solutions. You need to be able to recall these. It might be worth replaying the slide and testing your recall until you are 100% accurate. Now, the good thing about precipitates with dilute ammonia is that the ones I have revealed already are identical in colour and solubility to the sodium hydroxide precipitations. So the 3 metal ions that tend to appear in paper 2 questions are copper 2+, chromium 3+, and aluminium 3+, because they differ. The reaction with ammonia differs to the reaction with sodium hydroxide. So copper 2+, you get a light blue precipitate with ammonia, and this dissolves to form a blue or royal blue solution. Chromium 3, again, as with sodium hydroxide, you get a green precipitate, but the chromium 3 precipitate is insoluble in excess dilute ammonia. Aluminium, again, a white precipitate, but it is insoluble in excess dilute ammonia. So you may recall sodium hydroxide, the chromium 3 green precipitate was soluble, as was the aluminium white precipitate. So there's a difference here in the solubility in excess solvent, or solution, I should say. Copper, light blue precipitate, dissolves to form a dark blue. That is different in sodium hydroxide. It is insoluble. So questions will tend to focus for the ammonia reactions on these 3 metals or metal ions. There is one further positive ion, the ammonium ion, NH4+. This is popular in questions because it involves firstly a reaction. You add dilute sodium hydroxide and you warm that mixture. You hold red litmus paper to the mouth and the red litmus paper turns blue because the gas produced is ammonia. So it combines a test for a gas with a test for a positive ion. So the ammonium ion, warm, the compound in dilute sodium hydroxide, a vapor or gas produced turns red litmus blue. So I'm going to run through the reactions which identify these three types of anion. Again, you are expected to recall or recognize the method and the observation for the positive test. So it may well be worth, once I've gone through, replaying the slide, but pausing and trying to recall, speak out loud, etc. Imagine you're talking to me if you like, and in that way you'll reinforce your recall. So the carbonate, CO3 2-, you add dilute nitric acid. The bubbles of a gas are produced which turns lime water cloudy. Obviously that's carbon dioxide. The sulfate ion, again you add drops of nitric acid, then add dilute aqueous barium nitrate. There's a white precipitate of barium sulfate produced. If that happens, you started with a sulfate ion. Then the three halides, chloride, bromide, iodide, again start with drops of dilute nitric acid, then add aqueous silver nitrate. Three different color precipitates are formed. If a white precipitate, you started with a chloride. A cream precipitate indicates a bromide present, and a yellow precipitate indicates an iodide. Probably worth replaying the slide, recalling, and then checking to see whether you got it right. So let's deal with the last two anions. The nitrate ion, expected to recognize this method. Aluminium foil in sodium hydroxide solution. Mixture is then warmed. The observation is the production of a pungent gas which turns red litmus paper blue. That gas obviously is ammonia, but that test will tell you that you had the nitrate ion. The sulfite, SO3 2-, simply add your solid or solution to purple potassium manganate 7 solution. The purple color is immediately lost. It decolorizes. So the usual advice, use some past paper 2 questions to practice this topic. You'll find them most often in question 39 or question 40. If your teacher hasn't given you past papers, visit the Physics and Maths Tutor website. They're all there. If you found this tip helpful, there are other tips linked from the video description. Thanks for watching. Please recommend to a friend. If you liked it, please like, and if at all possible, please subscribe.